He'd love to go into that with the momentum of a big win here behind him. Now a bespectacled Gary. And he will be really confident, because for Ron Meulenkamp, his victory yesterday over Stephen Bunting was his first ever win in a TV major.
Yeah, it's a great moment for him. This is the whole idea of having these 64 players now in this event, is to give the opportunities for these up-and-coming players to get some great stage experience. Played in the PD circuit for the past 3 years as Ron. He's a cab driver by trade, away from the darting world. So if this starts to go wrong, he can call his own taxi.
I'll tee him up. You just smash him down. Gary Anderson, as you said, now lives just down the road in Burnham-on-Sea. He's got the very pleasant experience, of course, of being able to kip in his own bed, which must make a difference.
Believe it or not, he actually doesnn't. He loves these five-star chalets here.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, he absolutely loves them.
Well, they do have some pretty impressive executive rooms, don't they?
Yes. Yeah, the Sky Chalets or something, I think it's called, and it's it's a 5-star complex, and just the players stay in them.
Oh, okay.
He loves them there.
Ron, a cack-hander, as they say.
Well, that's 2 on the trot. We have Wadey and now Ron.
56.
Anderson beat John Henderson to get to this stage. Average 94. Capable of a lot more than that. Got a 120 checkout to win that match. And Ron accounted for Stephen Bunting.
Big win for him, that.
It was.
Bunty and other players just starting to find some form as we approach the World Championships.
100.
Meulenkamp played in the 2015 Worlds, but lost in the first round to Mark Webster, 3-1. Good stuff.
109.
Surprised it took him that long. Second throw.
One of the most prolific maximum compilers in the sport, Gary Anderson.
I'm doing a big show with him in Scotland next year, and I think I might end up playing him on his own tump in front of 3,000 people. I'm not looking forward to that much.
I was going to say, good luck, mate. All the best.
140.
I did ask if I could use 4 darts. Some kind of handicap system.
He'll take some beating when he gets to the alley pally, I know that.
58. Gary
Seems to always raise his game. Unlucky.
Well, maybe it's the format that suits him, I'm not sure.
97.
Dart players love winning anything. It doesn't matter if it's the Friday night league singles. They want to win everything they play in, but maybe it's just the format for Gary that he enjoys.
60. Gary requires
40. He's got his break of throw beckoning here, tops.
What a massive tournament.
Nice.
2007. 2007. Played an absolute blinder. Played Phil Taylor in the final. It was a big event in Holland. I'm not sure it was the World Trophy or it was one of those. He beat Taylor in the final of that, and that was a sets and legs format. But his record at Lakeside was reasonably poor.
But then he made the transition, and we sort of looked at him and said, surely he's going to make the big breakthrough at some point.
It was very much like, right, nothing happened for years and years, and then once he started winning, that was it. He went on a roll.
He's had 5 ranking victories, title victories to his name this year, and the World Championship.
40.
Currently ranked number 2, only to Michael van Gerwen.
I think if Michael stopped playing tomorrow, he'd be still number 1 in the world for a year.
20, what is it now? 24. 24 championship wins this year, Michael van Gerwen. Big favourite to win here, of course. But if he keeps throwing darts like that, Anderson's certainly going to give him an argument, and indeed Peter Wright, who's waiting for him in the next round. That's a mouth-watering sort of potential, that one, isn't it?
Grace any final, wouldn't it, that?
100.
That's part of the evening's entertainment. If you've got a chance to join us again, 7 o'clock, ITV4, we'll bring it all to you.
60.
Gary Anderson fans in among the crowd of approaching 5,000. That's better. Oh, pick it out, pick it out. There's a little sprint up to the board there off camera.
95.
He suddenly thought, whoopsie daisy, that might be falling out.
Yes.
69 then. 112
Swazzle.
rather.
Anderson, oh, he can't do it now. That's a poor dart. Swazzle move for Anderson.
It's not happening, is it,
No.
for Meulenkamp? Looking at just a little bit
36.
overawed.
Gary requires 69.
Anderson, 69. Looking at treble 19. 10 for tops.
Loves tops,
49.
says he.
Ronnie requires 76.
Well, this is a break if he can do this. 76. Missed it.
Looks edgy, doesn't he?
Very. That'll settle him down though.
Well, it should.
Meulenkamp. Third leg of the run to throw first. Game on.
Almost feel his heart rate. Almost like he's not breathing.
He looks very tense, Chris.
Yeah.
100.
I think that's just because he's a left-hander. Gary won't stay there. That's just about holding in.
98.
28 years old, Ron. He's played in all 20 Players' Championship events in 2016, getting to the last 16 on a couple of occasions. And he's just starting to settle.
Yep.
139. $85.
Gary's still got his Burmese mountain dog.
Yes, he's getting a bulldog for Christmas.
Is he?
Yes. He's always wanted a bulldog. And eventually he's going to get one.
57.
He does like his four-legged friends.
Yep.
81.
Remember a few years ago when we were doing a tournament up in Edinburgh, there was at the showground there was a
Yes.
dog show in the next auditorium, and I wondered where Gary had gone, and he was over there. I think he went over with Ned actually to check
Yeah.
out the form.
Yeah, it's got two of those dogs you mentioned.
45.
Big units, aren't they?
Yeah. And if your car breaks down, you could ride one of them to work.
180.
Second maximum for Anderson.
Ronnie requires 160.
Makes this 160 look a whole lot bigger, doesn't he?
They're like a small horse, aren't they, them dogs? Huge things.
About 70 kilos or something like that, you know about it. If one of those ran at you. Fortunately, they're usually soft as grease.
Yeah.
102.
Thank God you said
Gary
Greece.
requires 57.
57. Tops now for 2-1 and a break of throw.
Game shot on the third
Anderson
leg.
back in
Gary
charge.
We'll let Gary throw first. Game on.
Almost just trickling along, isn't he? He's not hit the boost button yet.
140.
Still his average is close to 100.
Well, that's when you know a really good player, when they look almost ordinary and they're still averaging 100.
Got to the
100.
semi-finals of the Grand Slam last week. Beat Raymond van Barneveld on the way, Gary, in the quarterfinals. Did him 16-13. And the last 4
81.
legs, 47 darts. That's
incredible.
pretty unbelievable, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Absolute class.
A lot of girls on tour this weekend,
Yes.
I've noticed.
Our demographic is changing.
83. $134.
So now Anderson moving towards a finish. big an inroad can he make here? Could do with another treble.
54. 100. Gary Uruguay 143.
143. Great first dart. Treble 17 he's looking at. And has got 143 beckons, but he's missed the double 16 just.
Big ass now for Ron, this. Yep. Tops.
Oh, that was a real quality checkout and a little murmur of approval from the world champion.
Or frustration.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit surprised at that. I don't think he expected the big lad to do it.
No. He's 2 from 3 on his doubles now, but attempts at tops have been superb so far. Both in.
He certainly settled down. He looked, well, not exactly like a
57.
cat on hot bricks or whatever the phrase is, but he certainly didn't look as though he was particularly comfortable for the first couple of legs, but he's throwing altogether more confidently now.
99.
Yeah, he looks a different player, doesn't he? Well, that's the thing. If you let a player like this sort of, you know, settle in and get comfortable, then they will start to play their own natural game. Where when you know, Gary would have had it in head, he would have had it in his head to come out and really jump all over him and just put him under pressure, and he did. He hit a 180 in the opening leg, and we feared that Ron was going to get, you know, steamrolled.
Yeah, it looked as though he was just going to be outclassed, didn't it, when it started? But it's well, fair play to him that he's settled in, dug in, and been able to concentrate and find his game, and not be on the receiving end of the mullering that we feared.
Good word.
$100.
Well, I didn't switch there. If he'd have gone for 18s, he'd have left 164. So, well, he maybe fancies that if Meulenkamp, well, would need a minimum 140 really to cause any problems.
100.
Well, he's got himself on a finish, but a tough one, 146. So Anderson may well be in the box seat after this.
94.
Went for treble 14 to leave tops.
146.
If he'd have missed the ball, you see, he'd have left a 2. He'd have left a 2-dart finish. Oh, another one for double 16.
Wow.
Double 16.
146 checkout. How about that? Gary Anderson smiles to himself, shakes his head as he leaves the stage, and the world champion, who looked as though he was just going to wallop this big lad from Holland. Not the case now. 146. Big Ron needed, gets the 2 trebles and the double. Looks a different sort of game now, doesn't it? Look at the smile on Gary's face. Where's that coming from, you thinking?
How did you do that?
Anderson trailing 3-2 now, with the darts when they return. But he's got a game on his hand now. He's averaging just shy of 99 against Meulenkamp's 89. But stats, well, they can tell you all sorts of things, but the stat that matters is that he's 3-2 down.
It's the scoreline, isn't it? Seems to have fired Gary up a little bit. He might have the hump. There'll be no smiles for the next 10 minutes until he gets across the winning line, if that's what happens.
That's a great response. Brilliant
Buzzing,
response.
Totally different player.
He looked intimidated. He looked not quite like a rabbit in the
Not far
headlights, but he was certainly struggling early on.
Fancies the job now.
$56.
Anderson on throw. Good first start. And filling it up maybe once more.
140.
Crowd thought it was in.
So did I.
Once upon a time, before the specs were on, Gary'd have thought it was in. Once asked him about that, you know, and he said, well, it makes the doubles look a bit bigger because it's blurry and you just go for the middle of the blur.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, he didn't do bad. Tops left. Meulenkamp way back on 2-1-3. Can only apply a small amount of pressure and hope.
100.
Well, needs a big jitter from Anderson to miss this one, and it's not going to happen, so it's now 3-3.
101.23 to Meulenkamp's 90.17. 3-180s, 5-140s to Ron's 1-180 and 3-140s, but just only the 2-ton pluses for Anderson. Meulenkamp on 12.
That is a great maximum. That was superb. 3 darts on what? The sort of the top of an old-fashioned tack.
Yeah. Just following the previous dart.
That's not lying very nicely. But he finds a way past. Looking favourite for 4-3 now, Meulenkamp, if he can just hold his nerve. Might be twitchy time coming up a little as the finishing line gets a bit closer. We'll see then, but he was good enough to account for Stephen Bunting yesterday.
He's making Gary, he's forcing Gary to find some big scores.
He's on a finish now. Anderson could do with at least 140.
140. On you require 126.
126 then.
4 19s.
That's 3 of them. Where's he gone?
Well, he didn't need to go.
112.
He didn't need to go that way, but he went the 19s route anyway, which was a little bit surprising. He ultimately left double 12 and hit double 5. So double 7.
Thanks you for the clarification, Chris. Double 2 for 4-3. Absolutely on the money for working that one out.
Finishing is superb. 4 from 7, 57%.
100.
Has to win this leg now. If he loses this one, Meulenkamp will be throwing for the match. He's almost a look of confusion on his face.
Well, he knows he's throwing okay, but he's behind. When he's getting opportunities, Anderson's getting them, and rather Meulenkamp's getting them. 4 doubles out of 7 he's had. That's more like it.
134.
He's not scared anymore.
Oh, he's focused, isn't he? But he looks in control.
60.
2 more holes of throw, and he's through to play Peter Wright.
Home and hosed. Be calling Anderson a cab.
100.
Could drive him.
Yeah.
Somehow suspect he won't have come over in the cab.
Well, not with the meter running anyway.
58. Gary require 167.
167 can be done, but he's a mile in front, so not imperative.
Leaves double 18.
Great darts, by the way.
306 points in front in this leg, and on a double.
And his average is 14 points clear of Meulenkamp's, yet he's not winning. I suppose that's going to narrow the gap a bit. Double 18. Good marker. This time, surely. For all. Just toying with us.
Just all seems like hard work, doesn't it? He's really finding things tough. He's really having to work for every leg.
He's trying to G himself up. You saw in the background Anderson talking to himself. Come on, come on.
It's working.
Oh, great darts.
Brilliant.
Good as a maximum. Brilliant. Now we see what Meulenkamp's made of.
Sturdy stuff.
Well, it's a solid ton.
Yep.
But Gary's effectively got the throw. And that's 5 in.
I'm not sure how much you can see. Oh, took a deflection.
Bit unlucky, wasn't it? Just kissed off.
I think he caught the flight.
Oh, how about this?
Yeah, 140 will do.
Just checking the score. Stayed on 20s.
Yeah, leaves 164.
And suddenly, he's the one who's on a finish, and Anderson needs a score. He could do with a treble now.
You could see the adjustment in his mind, because those first 2 darts on the previous visit were close to the treble 1.
He'd had a 146 check out, but this time he won't get the big finish.
And that was via the route of 2 treble 19s. 164 would have been for Nelson.
So Anderson 111.
Oh dear. Even a 1 would have been all right, because that would have left 110.
71.
Well, it's left him on tops, but Meulenkamp, great opportunity to now to move within a leg.
What a moment this would be. How many times you've
How
done
about
this
that?
in practice? He loves tops.
Yes.
My goodness. That is quality finishing. Gary Anderson is in an absolute scrap now. He's got to take everything. And whatever happens, Meulenkamp is going to be throwing for the match.
Yep, can't lose another leg.
Anderson still averaging 103 as opposed to 92 for Meulenkamp. The score though, 5-4 Meulenkamp. Anderson has to hold his throw. Good doubles on Meulenkamp, 5 out of 8.
Yes, impressive finishing
Any
stats.
player would buy that statistic, wouldn't they?
Well, that's why he's still in this. Well, that's why he's leading this match. Every opportunity he's been given, he's taken it. No more important than that 146 finish.
140.
What a great visit that was.
Gary
Anderson is under big pressure.
firmly on the back foot.
140.
Experience. This is
Knowledge.
where it is called
He knows he can
count.
do it.
Yeah.
Nothing like having genuine experience. And
Meulenkamp.
knowledge that you can do this under pressure, because he's been there and done it time and time again.
Meulenkamp's win against Steve Bunting was his first ever in a TV major, and pull off a second. Goodness me. He's not gone for it here.
May go 25. Yeah.
105.
If you'd hit 99, it would have left 62, which means you needed to find a treble to leave yourself a double. Go in that route.
16 tops.
16 tops. And he loves tops.
100.
Well,
56.
maybe that he has to get this. Tops now, 2 darts at it. 1 required, and we're down to the last leg shootout. And now we will find out what this fella is made of. A newcomer for most of them, me included. Big fella, he needs a big heart and big strength. He's got the darts, could have done without pulling that one. Pushing it, I guess, with the left-hander. Well,
44.
now the Anderson fans want their man to leap in.
He's feeling it as well, don't worry about that.
58.
What an opportunity. Handed it straight back. Yep.
Ooh, some nerves here.
80.
Oh, I feel their pain.
Been there, done it. Know exactly what it's
Failed.
like, Chris.
And failed miserably.
140.
Great darts.
Well, he's a world champion.
Now, can he respond?
74 behind, minus these.
Good darts.
Lovely adjustment.
Oh, unlucky.
80.
That is so unlucky.
Could go 19s. 7 19s, leave 170. No, he's... What another great adjustment, Dar.
Oh, brilliant.
140.
World class.
Brilliant,
World
Chris.
class.
But on 163,
Well, 180 would be remarkable.
Oh, hello, what a time to throw a maximum. He's on a finish, Anderson isn't.
97.
Massive last dart.
117.
Will he get a dart at a double to win it?
He's had 146, now 117. All Anderson can do is hope. Great first dart.
17 tops.
Oh, he's missed it! He's missed the big 17 and can't believe it. Well, oh well, oh well.
I tell you what that was if it was after 9 o'clock.
My goodness. 66.
One dart at tops.
Oh, he's missed it by a distance.
Absolute flyer.
40.
It took off out of his hand. Tops for Meulenkamp.
He's not missed tops.
He's done it! Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Anderson had the chance and he's been so strong on tops, he got nowhere near it. And Meulenkamp has beaten the world champion and the Dutchman has produced the win of his career. Gary Anderson cannot believe it. In the early stages of that match, he looked as though he was just going to romp through. It looked as though it was going to be a cakewalk, but no. He's celebrating up on stage. Meulenkamp has beaten the world champion, Gary Anderson, 6-5.